Yes, y'all have seen the title, you've seen my thumbnail, y'all know me, know my opinion on the state of modern Minecraft, not only from the intro of this video, but other projects I've committed to on this channel for the last 2 years. But I promise you, it's not going to be that type of video, because instead of simply making a fallacy out of old good, new automatically bad, I intend to lay out the flaws of Minecraft evolution beyond its earliest days of release, ironically in the time of 15 years since version 1.0 dropped, in order to craft a larger mosaic behind Mojang's paradoxical lack of effort for actually strengthening the game in the times of today. As further proof that, as Minecraft Story Mode prophesied 10.5 years earlier, nothing built can last forever. And neither can the golden age of Minecraft. Of course, I can't and won't devote an equal level of passion for each section of Minecraft Live 2026 for the simple reason that I'm either unable or already unwilling to engage in such features. However, they will nonetheless be addressed as I intend to work in chronological order of the announcement in structuring my thesis. Without further ado, this will be Nether and Defender breaking down piece by piece with timestamps in the description for your viewing convenience every last announcement for Minecraft Live Spring 2026. Let's roll!
Yeah, dude. Roll.
First of all, let me address the big fat and it's just cheering and throwing popcorn, cops don't need to be called elephant in the room, as well as its almost certainly superior Netflix show supposedly greenlit. If you want to skip me covering the actual details of the Minecraft Live Spring 2026, this timestamp will be your buddy today. No, there's not a sliver of news from Warner Brothers' sadly successful Abomination. Not that I expected there to be any news, given filming is not scheduled to start until late next month as of writing the script. That being said, for those of you curious, which I bet would be like 3 of you, given the 7 months gap between the release of the first teaser and the movie itself, I would not expect a teaser until December of this year, 7 months removed from the slated release date of July 2027. Or maybe we'll get unlucky and the trailer will be unveiled at next semi-year's Minecraft Live for a colossal waste of time and ideas for improving the core game. Anyways, I've rambled on that topic long enough. Speaking of official adaptations of Minecraft source material, there was unfortunately neither hide nor hair revealed of the animated Netflix adaptation of Minecraft. Having gone almost 2 years without any further updates on the animated series, yet we're still receiving a good handful of news about Warner Brothers' absolute slop, I'm starting to fear that due to the unfortunate profitability of a moron crap movie and how Mojang's essentially going to be going all in on this franchise for quite some time, alongside the massive slew of other projects they've announced for this year alone, I'm beginning to fear that this series has been, or at least is dangerously close to, getting quietly cancelled. It's especially grating how little care Mojang seems to be showing towards such a project, considering they not only have all the resources, all the money, all the time to commit themselves to such, but they also actually built an audience towards realize a genuine creative vision in doing so, where less than half the viewers like the first Moron Crap movie teaser, the vast majority was positive toward the Netflix animated series announcement, and to think that they're giving up all that potential, all that opportunity to make things right, all for a... well, we'll address that thing when we get to it. We begin this year's Minecraft Live with animations of some honestly really nice revamped versions of familiar Minecraft structures. You might want to keep this in mind for later. Then CCO Jens Bergesten introduces the panel for this year's presentation. He talks about
game drops give our developers a way to broaden the potential of our world. More drops means more ways to play.
As well as,
we love all the feedback and comments you share with us.
And my favorite,
keep on making yourselves heard, and the future of the game will be better for everyone.
Oh, don't worry. This video will ensure that I'm heard alright. Anyways, let's get on with the main subject of this year's drop.
We're introducing parties. Parties will allow players to...
Wait, wrong feature, don't care, not a Bedrock, or I should say Bug Rock edition player. Never have been, and until Mojang and Microsoft get their act together with it, most likely never will be. Anyway, for real this time, the main subject of this year's drop...
It's been so nice to take some time to improve existing features. Tiny Takeover will be launching on March 24th.
So much for improving an existing feature that gives you
more ways to play
from
all the feedback and comments you share with us. We love
for something that I don't ever remember anyone having a problem with in the first place. This new feature of revamping baby mob designs is entirely cosmetic and does nothing to change the animal breeding system pre-established in Minecraft's earliest days, especially considering that this update comes with a grand total of 2 even remotely significant changes to the game, which I'll get to later. So, not a very good job I'm seeing so far of justifying this new update's existence I'm seeing. Now, as for the animal designs themselves, to be honest with you, some of them don't actually look that bad. The baby chicks, turtles, and wolves actually look fine, but others are either unnecessary, completely uncanny, or both, like the beady-eyed sheep, pigs, cows, and of course,
the dreaded favorite of one developer, the baby villager with a cut-off nose and monster-sized head.
Seriously, why did they need to change it that radically? There was nothing wrong with the older design. At least their noses weren't getting jarringly cut off like that, or their new heads being way too large in proportion to their bodies, even for something that requires as much suspension of disbelief as the game of Minecraft. It's ironic that they went to the effort of recording new custom sounds from real life for their baby mob redesigns, yet never once considered the glaring detail of baby villagers now being stuck with a clown-shaped nose. Then they also announced that name tags are now craftable for the cheap price of 1 iron nugget and 1 piece of paper. They state that it's about
The balance for rewards in-game. It's about finding the right rarity for the right reward.
okay, cool change, but
Why do I have to travel 5,000 blocks for a desert for smelting cacti instead of just combining blue and yellow to craft green dye?
if you just added a recipe for such long ago, I might have never ventured out in need of a desert and died in my third hardcore Minecraft world. Speaking of finding the right reward for the right circumstances and challenges, I find it quite curious that in all the time of Minecraft's time, you've never not once considered to update the horribly inconsistent older Minecraft structures such as dungeons, mineshafts, temples, or even strongholds. Whether they have crappy loot for all the trouble you went to searching for them, or are way too easy to conquer, or don't fit in aesthetically with the newer terrain generation, above or underground, or somehow all three in some instances, it's absolutely ridiculous. Even more so when you consider with their official animations that Mojang does have the potential to give those structures their much-deserved update, yet choose not to. And we will touch on such soon, so look forward to that. Finally, we've got one more feature to talk about, the Golden Dandelion, the flower of eternal youth. On one hand, for any YouTubers who film on a Minecraft medium with a need for baby animals, I can tell this will be of great convenience for them since they'll no longer have to film in 20-minute spurts for their baby NPC characters or extras before they turn into adults. On the other, with the underlying uncanniness I personally see in the gift, and I dare say curse of never having to grow up, it makes me wish they constructed an opposite flower to reverse the effects of eternal youth, or instantly grow a baby animal to adult size, maybe a golden poppy or something like it. But I digress. So yeah, an entirely cosmetic update I don't remember myself or anybody asking for, even after all the problems we had escalating with each newer update, like, oh, I don't know, how comically high Skulk Shrieker spawn rates are, seriously begs the question of whether Mojang is actively trying to punish adventurers, alongside the fact that you can only go 3 nights adventuring straight with no sleep before phantoms arrive? Why not 7 nights instead? Why make them so common when their membranes only end up becoming useful in the endgame and post-endgame for slowfall potions and repairing elytras? The latter being something you can even counter out with mending and unbreaking enchantments? And do I even need to say more on the Land of Boring that's been the end dimension for the last 10 years? Not a good start for
To improve existing features.
the fans are actually asking for, I'm seeing so far. If anything, sounds like the tiny problems in their huge masses already took over any casual enjoyment of the game I could muster. Moving on, another major announcement I actually mostly let slide on my first watch through of Minecraft Live 2026, at least until Bidigene, who I have to thank for the making of this video, brought it to my attention 2 very controversial and morally questionable factors behind that announcement. The first being the Minecraft experience. I had no comment for villager rescues, since experiences like those weren't my thing, and I wasn't expecting to have any for Moonlight Trail. However, when it was brought to my attention that AI was likely used in designing Moonlight Trail, where do I even begin? The wool blocks for the tent don't align correctly, the bed has a weird bump for the pillow, and the player models look especially uncanny. While it's not nearly as bad as this, it's still really questionable. Even if it is just concept art, you don't just stick AI generations into it and expect the designers to follow through as close as possible for the final design. The other major problem I learned just today is that they're going to be building this Minecraft experience on a nature reserve of a public university. That's about as good an idea as mixing oil with water, then drinking it and not expecting to drop dead. Though it's not been confirmed whether this is a temporary or permanent settlement, the idea of even trampling upon natural wildlife protected for study feels almost as wrong as Soren was for creating the lie he did for gatekeeping the power of the command block. Absolutely moronic hubris. Bottom line, this is again challenging the notion that Mojang is a victim and all of this is being forced onto them by Microsoft, even considering how terrible of a company they are in their slaughter of 4J Studios Minecraft. But this issue of Mojang's pursuit is exacerbated with their other announcement that I, in other circumstances, wouldn't have cared much about.
Located in London, Minecraft World will host epic attractions, including the world's first Minecraft roller coaster.
First of all, why would you ever choose to locate in the UK, which harbors only 1/20th of your total player base, but not do the same for the US, arguably your largest geographical demographic with over 1/5 of players living there? I'd wager that places in California and New York, places that aren't already nature reserves, would be nice for building this amusement park. Secondly, the Minecraft roller coaster, whilst an ambitious endeavor that has me slightly curious as to how they'll pull it off, also has me worried for Minecraft World, considering the weight of ambition already overbloating Minecraft from there being entirely too many biomes, inconsistent and unfair mechanics, and laborious resource gathering methods. It has me concerned that the same fate as has happened before to other theme park ideas that once held such great hope will befall Minecraft World given it crumbles under such an unbearable weight, especially considering the time and resources they could devote to actually improving such existing and complained problems in your core game. But no, Mojang has to rise to corporate level and announce an ambitious, out of the blue, completely unrelated project instead. In short, you could say that with Mojang's increasingly questionable actions, decisions, and desires, fueled by a desire for profits over that of art for which they once held so long ago, Minecraft is stuck in a corporation and a hard sell. For our next piece of news, looks like we got another update. Below the ground, not above. Oh boy, does this mean they'll finally turn down the Skull Shrieker spawn rates?
Welcome to our new cave biome, the Sulfur Caves.
Yeah, great, my favorite. As if there was already enough bloat, we got ourselves a new overworld cave biome. Just what we need. More new shiny blocks and toys to further distract from the problems of Minecraft we're facing. Okay, maybe I am engaging in somewhat bad faith here. I'm certainly not opposed to the idea of a sulfur biome, but with the emphasis on how hot it is, wouldn't this have suited the Nether better? You spent the last 6 years shoving new biome after biome into the overworld, so why not give the other two dimensions their long-awaited turn for any sort of update? The block designs look nice. I especially like the Egyptian scarab design on the new chiseled stone. I give a thumbs up to an easier way to attain the nausea effect without having to eat a pufferfish, though I'd most certainly like an alternative for attaining darkness with no Skull Shriekers, Mojang. And the Sulfur Cube, whilst I hold concerns for how easy it'll be to control or handle in survival mode, is in concept a neat idea. A fine slew of features, though, again, I fail to see how this
To improve existing features.
that gives
More ways to play.
based on feedback.
We love
But they're only doing smaller drops because they're likely building to something greater behind the scenes, you might argue. And I'll concede, I was hoping so too, and this show was hyping up their most ambitious game project yet to come. What would it be? An end update? A new dimension? In my wildest dreams, a digital remaster of Minecraft Story Mode? Let's hear it for one final drum roll.
With peace restored, all was well until it wasn't.
We really have to talk about this, won't we? Let me get something straight, Mojang. When I said I wanted news relating to the Deep Dark, I and many others specifically asked for the Skulk spawn rates to be turned way down. They're nothing short of a nuisance for strip mining and appear everywhere to such an extent the only way around the problem is to literally relocate your entire base. Never mind that you've built and stored so much on your home, as soon as you ski that skulk underground, you gotta leave everything behind. It's beyond ridiculous that a dimension housing a mob that players should stay away from by design is so common to find everywhere, and I'm absolutely sick of it. Instead, we have the most obvious bait for a dungeon sequel I could have ever anticipated. A new antagonist in the form of the Deep Dark, as the grand portal every fan theorized about blinks on and off before revealing the logo. Hey, $10 says we won't actually get to see any dimension on the other side, considering Mojang's utter lack of updating any non-overworld dimensions is 2020, as well as us coming up on 15 years since they added a whole new dimension overall, and it'll just be the place where the game's final boss pops out and we the player have to seal it back in somehow. Also, you've got quite the tall task of having to justify why this has to be an entirely separate game, and not just a DLC add-on to the core game, especially when you state, and I quote,
You'll visit never-before-seen locations, battle new foes, and do your best to save a world in crisis.
Is that not what practically every DLC pack in the original game already does? This is also considering how little modern Minecraft has actually changed, Caves and Cliffs Part 2 aside, between the release of the first game to the announcement of this one. Even though I personally lost interest in dungeons after completing the core campaign, at least that campaign was left untouched to the variety of DLCs dungeons had to offer. If someone, like me, only cared about the core game, they could breeze through it as they please. But here, I'm severely questioning whether or not that'll be upheld at the sequel, given the need to reinvigorate dungeons since its post-2020 dwindling popularity and relevance. Also, this comes after a steep decline of Minecraft media post-dungeons, whether it be Minecraft Earth, which to be fair had really poor release timing, Minecraft Legends, whatever the hell this Minecraft mobile matching game that's ripping off the
Terribly, horribly, no good, very badly, Royal Blast Fest.
And of course, we can't forget about this cinematic abomination that I spent 90 minutes straight ranting about last year. So, as you can imagine, with Minecraft's dwindling track record, both in their updates and the expanded media they create and produce, it's sad to say that my expectations for this are at an all-time low. Of course, I can never say never. Maybe they will surprise me this time, but given the last few years on end that they failed to do so, it's sadly becoming harder to hope. And this project is most likely going to be Mojang's final gambit, given their increasing decline from the big-scale, 100% relevant game phenomenon they once were in their golden days, with them being too reactionary since their decision to split the Caves and Cliffs update, and as such refusing to take any risks out of fear of angering the loud, vocal minorities of the fandom. All they've done is play things safe and refuse to innovate, or listen to genuine criticism out of fear that changing an already pre-existing feature will anger more for nothing in return. We've received no end update, none of the hilarious outdated structures got an update, large parts of their oldest and most dated game mechanics remain unchecked, and let's not forget arguably the greatest sellout they've made and will ever make for a long time. It's become to the point that this game I've known, loved, grown up with, and which has helped me become who I am today, as well as millions and millions of others who share that same upcoming from it that I do, is 100% saved in Mojang's commitment to preserving all of the older versions of the game, at least for the Java version. Doing the same officially for Bedrock, Legacy Console, and Mobile would also be nice, and also in their continued allowance and encouragement of fan-created bots to improve the game experience, both of which I applaud them for and will continue to immensely praise them for doing. But for casual viewers who want the core game, who want the best possible experience to continue growing in the best, most innovative, yet most self-critical, and fan-inspired without being reactionary way possible, it's not a good look at all. Minecraft Dungeons 2, a sequel I don't recall anybody asking for, being yet another example of potentially playing it safe instead of innovating for new game ideas and mechanics, which I technically have to credit Legends for doing despite its poor execution, alongside the other multiple examples of them refusing to innovate I've already gone over, including their admission that in today's era of Mojang, if the Creeper was first pitch, it would have never made it into the final game. The fate of Mojang with what could potentially be their final gambit with a deteriorating spin-off game record are events that only time will tell. Throughout the therapeutic process that has been taking notes and writing the script for this in-depth analysis of a 20-minute event far removed from the glory days of the hours-long Minecon, I found this one thought that circled my mind periodically, yet poignantly. I'd honestly just rather replay the Portal arc for Order Up's 10-year anniversary, because for all of Minecraft story mode's flaws, whether they be within the writing or the illusion of choice structure, you know what it did get right? It understood the sense of scope as well as detail in the world for which it operated in, for both what the base game already had alongside the new adaptations they brought forth. Instead of contradicting pre-established logic left and right for no reason, or overbloating the overworld to the point of exhaustion, it operated within the world it set up, set a clear narrative focus for developing such new worlds, and from beginning to end told a complete story within the confines of their world without feeling restrictive or overbloated in the slightest. But hey, if story mode's either not your speed, or you find yourself unable to play it, there's plenty of other great Minecraft media to sink your teeth into. So much so that you'll be wondering where on God's green the complete 180 between hating and loving a moron crap movie ever came from. Titan Pictures' LEGO Minecraft movie trilogy, fourth one kinda sucks, sorry, was my childhood and a great watch, both in appreciating the meticulous and exhaustive effort behind LEGO stop motion he worked into those films, as well as the atmosphere of calm, eerie, and melancholy he was able to create without using a single track from C418. The Action Bricks LEGO Minecraft The Grand Adventure is also great in that regard, despite having promised a sequel that's incomplete as far as I know. Skyminer's a Minecraft fan film, even with a short duration and lack of dialogue, does a great job conveying how a Minecraft movie in live action could have worked, both narratively and in its visual audio design. Why Warner Brothers approved the nightmare fuel looking crap that Jared Hess came up with, I'll never understand. Square Media's Song of War, Season 1 with the 3 to 4 stories and intercuts across for its runtime is the absolute peak of world building as far as any Minecraft fan project should be concerned. No plotline feels rushed, sluggish, or underdeveloped, and it also sets consistent and clear rules for the adaptations to Minecraft it brings across. Better yet, a 3-episode spin-off series complementing Season 1 is underway, thanks to the work of the fans blowing away that Kickstarter goal. We'll finally have more peak to wash out that taste of chicken diarrhea. From Element Animation's Village News to Blue Monkey's Alex and Steve series, from Willcraft's Monster School to Ben 2FR's Found Footage series, there's plenty of good Minecraft media to sink your teeth into. Who knows, you could even get into screenwriting, animating, modding, anything to voice your love letter and belief for not only what Minecraft is, but what Minecraft can become. With the upcoming projects like Block by Block, The Amulet, and Ancient Debris, the latter even now slating a 2026 release date, who also made it to Minecraft Live's pre-show, a congratulations to Cube Canvas, there's still great potential, both awaiting and utilized within the Minecraft fandom and universe. So I hope this video makes more of us heard, and if nothing else, further reinforces that great capacity within all of us for Minecraft's story, for it's not yet finished writing. For those of you who stuck around to the end, thank you. I know I've been radio silent for a lot of 2026 thus far, and I hope this was worth that wait. We'll see what the rest of this year holds in store for us, but to repeat a familiar parting, so long for now.